What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and PvP Season 24 has finally come to an end. With that means it's time to collect our rewards, so let's go ahead and check out where we finished. Once again, it looks like we were lucky enough to get Adamantium League. So first of all we got 100,000 silver for Silver League, then 10 gold for Gold League. Those prizes are certainly welcome, but where the unique stuff begins is at Diamond. And this time we get the Lunacy. This is an AoE psychic energy attack, and it's a quick action. It's going to apply Madden to all enemies, removing Subtle from defensive actions. Next, enemies with Madden gain Crazy, removing Stealthy from attacks. And finally, enemies with Craze gain Insane, removing Catastrophic. Also, this causes straining to all the enemies. After that, for Vibranium, we get the Rampant and Powered ISO 8. This is for anyone who has a Blaster class. First, it's going to grant Cleared Hot, prevents effects that lock out range attacks. Next, it gives you Impressive, immune to Impaired. And lastly, it gives you Mogren Ray Gear, immune to Blinded and Disoriented. So not bad, and I'm sure it'll find a place on some blasters out there, especially with someone with a lot of ranged attacks. But the final reward for Adamantium, of course, was the new character A-Bomb. He is an infiltrator and he has some very interesting passives. There's Carapace, so basically it's going to reduce damage taken per stack. Then he begins with Ghost Boxing, so he protects as long as he doesn't have Camouflaged. But other than that, we did take a look at him already in our first look and overview of the season, so I'll place a link on the screen right now. As far as for the rest of the video, we're going to try him out in combat, along with the brand new E-ISO and weapon. Hey Agent, I hear you're vying for the Best Sidekick of the Year award. You know what? You can have it. You can be the one to follow the Hulk around and keep him from smashing up the city too much, while I get to bask in the limelight. I'm okay with this. I bet you are, Rick. But with that, as you can see, we finished right at 0.50%. And now really the only thing left to do is to place that E-ISO on our Blaster Safeguard suit. Maybe not the best choice. And by that I just mean you're already immune to Impaired. And after that we're also going to find and equip the Lunacy. And I had no idea where it would be, so we had to scroll back quite a few pages. I probably should sell some of these extra weapons, but I was holding on to them just in case. Anyways though, we find the Lunacy back on page 10, and we're going to go ahead and equip it in our first slot. Then we're going to jump into a high threat battle, and we'll be pairing up A-Bomb with a pretty familiar friend. It may not be the best team up, but it's pretty cool putting these two together. Currently you can already see that he does step up and protect. This may be something you want to keep your eye on because while you're leveling him, you do not want to get him knocked out. Still, he seems like he can take some damage even at level 1. And speaking of his level 1, all you'll have is Let's Rock. Still, this attack causes Pain Train and most importantly Flanked. So all in all, I'm definitely a fan. Next on my agent's turn, we're going to use the Lunacy, and it works very similar to any other gadget like it. By that I just mean in appearance and the animation effect. Certainly applying straining and having those other options as a quick action is going to be pretty decent and may be worth messing around with in PvP. Although it could just be more of an option for those of you who lack quick actions and that were lucky enough to win it. By the way, I just want to mention that I hope all of you reach your desired leagues, and I'd love to hear where you place in the comment section below. So feel free to mention that and any other details you want to share about PvP Season 24. Now just a little bit of information from my season. My defensive team lost for the majority of the season, and I had very few days with positive rating. That part was pretty frustrating, but I didn't take many defensive battles. And another odd thing that I found out was, the higher up in rating I went, the easier the competition was. That seems pretty backwards, but it actually was the case. When I was facing my toughest competition, around 1600 rating, I kind of thought that might happen. And for the most part it did. The higher up I went, the easier I won. So in the future that may be something you want to think about. If you're having a really tough time in your current bracket, If you can just push beyond it, it may get easier, believe it or not. Either way though, we're going to finish this battle off with Hulk. Then we're going to level A-Bomb up to level 2. And we'll be right back with 2 abilities. That should make things a little bit more interesting. The other cool thing is on his level 2 he does gain camouflage. So then you can stop protecting. I think it's a great feature that you can basically turn on and off. So it could come in handy, but right now, like I said, the most important thing is keeping him alive. In this current fight we also do have a Tactician, and so when they attack A-Bomb he will counter. As you can see, his counterattack is going to be his level 1 Let's Rock. So that means he applies flank to the opponent. Then just wait until you see the benefits on his level 2. It's going to make for some pretty interesting team combos. First though, we'll have to try to keep the enemies alive. So we'll just use a Thunderclap, then recharge. Then with Rick Jones, we're going to use that level 2 Chameleon Punch. It is stealthy and it applies rattled, so taking extra damage from counter and follow-up attacks. It also gives him a 50% chance to evade attacks. They gain guaranteed hit and crit, plus stealthy and exploit opportunity. So that's a level 2 that gives a lot. Another really cool ability. And so far that's 2 for 2. Alright, so let's give this last hand opponent a Chameleon Punch. And our agent joins in with the rapier. That means we're down to our final wave of this video and our first look at A-Bomb. The second wave also has a Tactician, but A-Bomb's no longer protecting. So that could be one drawback depending on who you're facing. Once you have his other abilities unlocked though, you could easily come out of camouflage. So calling it a drawback probably isn't even fair. This time around with Hulk, we're going to use his level 2 once again. Then we're actually going to use a Chrono Accelerator to give our new character 2 turns. Hey, this video is mainly about him, so we have to see him in action. Plus, I have plenty of those items to spare. So now we no longer can use his level 2, at least for one round. But Let's Rock has exploit opportunity and out of sight, so it does not remove camouflage. Once again, our agent follows up, and that's going to be the end of the enemy as well as the battle. And so with that, it is time to wrap this one up. Before we go though, I just want to let you know that I'll continue to level this character and we'll take another look at him very soon. On top of that, we'll have more Spec Op 30 coverage coming, and 2 new characters to recruit, plus a Daredevil alternate costume coming soon. So it's going to be an action-packed week. Don't worry though, just hit that subscribe button and you won't miss out on anything. Then lastly, I want to ask you to please leave a like and a comment. Then until next time, good luck and take care.